Obviously, we're done with pre-conference play. Obviously, have some midweeks still left on the docket, but it's pretty much conference play moving forward here. So, not a bad weekend for us. Some things that I think we can still work on and address, which we will, of course. But excited to have, Florida come into town. They're obviously a really good team, as are we. So we're ready to rumble.
First top 5 matchup at home in program history. What does it say? Obviously about the SEC, but about Florida coming in and then where y'all are at right now.
Yeah. I didn't know that until this morning, to be honest with you. So I think for me, these are all great. These are really things that I think the outside really pays attention to. For me, it's going to be, can we play clean defense? Can we throw pitches where we need to throw pitches, and can we execute? That's why we've gotten to where we're at, and that's why Florida has been kind of one of those schools, programs year after year, because they understand how to execute in high pressure situations. So for me, it's going to be us playing our game. It's exciting. I think the 12th man is going to be alive and well this weekend, so I'm excited to be at home for our crowd to see really top level softball. I think it's, it says a lot of kind of, where we're at right now, being that our support with the 12th man, but also the growth of the program in the last couple of years, to be able to be a young girl, be able to come to Davis Diamond, which is the premier facility in the nation, and to watch 2 really, really top level softball programs go at it.
Last week you said you had a list of things that you wanted to.
I have a list every week. Yeah.
What do you feel like you checked off last weekend?
Yeah, I was like, they're pretty much still there. No, I thought we made some good decisions defensively. I still would like us to tidy up some first and third. Our bunting was pretty good. I still feel like there's some areas that we could improve there. There's still some growth in the circle that needs to happen. Lesson Teen now is no longer going to get some of those games. She's going to get welcomed into the SEC pretty soon, pretty quickly, which I'm really excited about, because I think she has the stuff to be competitive in this league. But she'll have her ups and downs, and so I think overall some really good things, but still there's still some of those same pieces that I feel like we need to pay attention to. We had some defensive errors this past weekend that are just not what we need to be at.
You feel like some of those, it was just some mental mistakes, and if so, how do you work on just cleaning that up? Is it situations this week? Is it, how do you kind of aid that with such a big one where you can't give any of them?
Yeah, the game can't turn into too fast. So you have to play the game at pace. You have to be quick, but it can't be fast. And there's a very distinct difference to me. So practice this week will be very, very intense, because you have to be able to execute at a pace in order for you to execute in those situations, if that makes sense. So I think some of our pre-pitch needs to improve, and I think just challenging ourselves to really pay attention to the little things is going to help us. So we'll hit a little refocus, let's call it, this week, and make sure we tidy up some of those pieces.
The SEC has so many teams
Yeah.
in the top, but just how does this weekend series set the tone for your guys' conference play?
Yeah, I don't think it's a do or die, to be honest with you. I think that there's going to be a lot of opportunities for us to get better, and a lot of opportunities for us to learn. But I think anytime you start conference play, you want to start it off on the right foot, right? You don't want to be kind of swimming. You want to be in control of things. So I guess in our conference, I don't put too much weight in a weekend, just because A, it is the beginning, but B, there's such a high level of ball that you're going to get week in and week out. So, I am fully anticipating us coming out ready to play and executing at a high level, but I also know that it's not going to be the end of the world. Like, our season's not going to end if, things don't go our way. So, I think it's going to be important, but you've also seen us rebound and respond this year, I feel like more so than any other year that we've been here. And so I don't know. I'm kind of interested and excited to see how we take the field.
Sunday against Texas Tech, Kate Mutterland got the save. Just what went into the decision to trust her and get some outs in a big time situation?
Yeah, I flipped a coin. No, just kidding. We played some lefty on lefty matchup. I felt like Tech had prepped quite a bit for Emily Kennedy. There's a lot of familiarity over there. So we were at a part of the lineup that had a lot of lefties, some righties that kind of matched up to Kate's ball flight as well. I told her, let's not walk the leadoff batter anymore. Like, we've done that every time you've gone in. So, I think she has a great rapport with the team. They're really excited when she goes out there. I thought she did a good job of executing her pitches when she needed to, but that was really the thought process, is kind of that lefty-lefty matchup. We had Lessentine also and lefty warmed up if needed to as the game went on.
Overall, when you look at this Florida lineup, they're obviously super deep
Mm-hmm.
and versatile. From a pitching standpoint, obviously without giving away the game plan, just how do you attack this kind of lineup?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to have to make quality pitches a lot. You're going to have to, we can't afford to make mistakes continually, I think you're going to have to change speeds, and you're going to have to make pitches in all 4 quadrants, which I think we haven't done yet to this point in time. So that'll be a really, I would just say, something that we work hard on in the bullpen this week, is being able to control all 4 quadrants of the strike zone. And it doesn't necessarily mean that your rise ball has to be up and your drop ball has to be down. It has to be, can I throw a pitch when I need to in this spot?
And then just on the flip side with your offense, just how pleased, or maybe something you think needs to be worked on, are the in-game adjustments kind of at bat to at bat?
Yeah, I think we've done a good job, honestly, with that. I think that, and I think you see that with the cricket numbers later on in the game. Whereas I felt like last year it was like live or die in the first 3 innings, right? And so I would love, like I said, the cricket numbers in the first, and the third, and in the 7th, But I think they're just more mature. I think they're doing a much better job of swinging at strikes. I know that sounds terrible, but our pitchers' jobs are to make you swing at bad pitches, and I think we've done a good job of laying off of those, and making pitchers pay when they put it over the plate. I was talking to a coach this past weekend, and she's like, this is the first time where I felt like if we left a ball over the plate, you guys put damage on it. And so I think that's a sign of a good team, right? And so just like I just said, our pitchers are going to have to be able to control all 4 quadrants. We're going to have to not miss the pitch that we get. And usually get one at bat, so don't miss it. So, I think that's going to be our key. And then can we manufacture runs, right? I think we've done a good job of that this year, but can we get them on? Can we get them over? Can we get them in? And it's a very simple, okay, I'm going to be unselfish this at bat. I just need to put a ball in that 3-4 hole. I need to put a ball to this side. I need to get the ball in the grass. I need to get a bunt down. I need to get hit by a pitch, right? All of those things, when you're trying to win a top 5 matchup, matter. And when you're trying to face Nyjah Kennedy, who is a top 3, let's say, probably the best pitcher in our game, or one of the best pitchers in our games, you have to do those things in order to beat her. So we get a lot of practice in the SEC, so that's good.
Each weekend, it seems like the crowd just keeps growing and growing. Are you sensing? Do you feel that?
Yeah.
Just checked in.
Yeah.
Not checked out.
Yeah, I know. I was like, this sounds bad, but I definitely noticed this weekend that it was more. But I really don't hear the stadium, which is kind of crazy. I know this. When I say this out loud, I feel like that can't be true. But Harger and Hef will come into the dugout and be like, man, that crowd is legit tonight. So then sometimes I'll peek my head out and be like, oh man, it is pretty nice. But I do know that I hear the 12th man. I felt like we have more coordinated chants and yells than we've had in the stadium. So those are kind of more of the times that I hear the 12th man.